Okay, so the first thing you do is make a horizon line. And I like to put like an HL on the horizon line so that way you know that's what it is. The next thing that you're going to do is create a vanishing point. Now the vanishing point is somewhere on the horizon line. It could be in the center, it can be to the right, it could be to the left. It's just a point where your objects or your landscape, whatever you're drawing, starts to vanish. It looks like it's getting smaller and smaller, that tunnel vision. That's what creates it, is that vanishing point. So just for practice, we're going to put the vanishing point right in the middle. And you just put a little dot, and then you can put vanishing point right there. So that way you know that's what it is. Okay? So what we're going to do now is you're going to draw just any sort of shape. Let's start with a rectangle or a square just to be safe. But technically after you learn this stuff, you can use pretty much any shape you want. And you can draw your square or rectangle anywhere, either below or above, just to practice. So I'm going to just make my square below here. And you want to try to make your lines as close to a rectangle as possible. You don't want any slanty lines because that might throw you off. So after you've drawn your shape, what I like to do is another trick that helps me remember. So I like to put like a little dot on the corners. And you want to think of those dots. You want those dots to go home to their other dots. So you can draw. You're drawing those corners or those angles to the dot, dot to dot. So you want them to go toward the vanishing point. So go ahead and connect all your corners. You have 4 corners, so connect all 4 of those corners toward the vanishing point. Once you have done all your corners to the vanishing point, what you can do now, and this is the tricky part, is you're going to create what is like a 3-dimensional cube on a 2D space. So what you need to remember is, because you were so used to doing everything to the vanishing point at an angle, you need to think of everything as either horizontal or vertical. So you just look at the top of your shape or the bottom of your shape and like which way your line is going. So it's horizontal. I'm going to make sure my ruler is horizontal, and I'm just going to go up a little bit. I want to draw my horizontal line here because that's where I think I'm going to have my cube end. Okay. So now I need to figure out, to make this more 3-dimensional, I need to also do a vertical line. So again, looking at the side of my rectangle, I have vertical lines. So I'm going to hold my ruler just like I would. I'm going to make sure it's with the point that has the horizontal line. Make sure my ruler is straight up and down, and I'm going to connect that line to the bottom line. And it's starting to look a lot like a cube, okay? If I wanted to make this look like a 3D see-through cube, like you can see like through the box, that's completely easy as well. So now I want to add a horizontal line somewhere down here. So I'm going to figure out where I want my corner to end. Maybe I want it to go right here. I'm making sure my ruler's horizontal. I put it all the way across. And now I'm going to go vertical from this corner up. And again, I'm going to hold my, I'm going to make sure it's straight up and down just like here. So now it's starting to look like a 3D cube. So now what you can do now is start erasing any lines that you have to make it look a little cleaned up. It always helps not to press too hard with your pencil, just so you can erase those lines a little bit easier. Once you erase your lines, you can always go back kind of clean up your cube a bit. Okay? So there you go. That's how you get started. Now what you can do after this is practice doing, if you did a box on the bottom, I want you to try doing a box on top, or a square, excuse me. And then also do a square rectangle on the horizon line as well. You're going to notice a difference in the way they're portrayed. The perspective is different, but you do the same basic thing. So I have my little dots, just so I know dot to dot, but I'm going to go toward the vanishing point with each of my angles. Okay? For those of you who are absent, do you have any questions regarding this? It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Cool beans. So that's pretty much it. I'll go over next class about the bird's eye exercise that we kind of started, but pretty much what I asked everyone to do starting off is come up with a theme. Pretty much you're creating your own bird's eye view city. So you're going to add shapes and then connect those to the vanishing points to look like a city looking down, like from a bird's eye view. So you want to come up with like a theme of what you want your buildings to be. I did food for mine. So my city has like a donut. I have an orange slice. I did like a candy sherbet building. These are like candy boxes and a milk carton. So you just come up with an idea of what you want your theme to be to start off. And then you can start playing around with shapes next class. Okay? All right.